Hello, everyone. Welcome to our competition, the streaming of the results and also some demonstration of the competition. I hope everybody is very excited about it. I am at least. And it's nice to have you here. So if you can tell me a little about yourself. So let's start with the champion, the current champion, which is Eita Aoki. How are you, Eita? He cannot hear us. Eita, we cannot hear you. So let's talk. Who is the representative of Serpentine group? Do you have here someone? Wolf?
Yes, I'm here at least. I think Wolf is also in here. And then there are three other team members that are also joining today, which are Imre, Gijs, and Tunan. Um, and yeah, we're excited for this competition. I think we had a really good submission this year.
Okay, awesome. So I'll mention just the both of you because you were the first and the second in the first competition that we had. And we will be able to discuss during the streaming here. I'm recording, so you'll release on YouTube later. So let me share my screen with you guys. Let me share my screen. First, let me clean the result so you not see it, at least not now. So here it is. Sharing the screen. Okay, I hope you can see it. Oops, I didn't clear here. Not cleaning. So let me just, while we discuss here briefly the strategies before I announce the final results. Why I it's different from the last year. In the last year, what I did was, okay, let's stream the entire competition, then the results will be known in time, right, online. So why is different this year? Several participants suggested to increase the number of iterations to mitigate the lucky factor. And I quite agree because it makes a lot of sense. So that's why I increased the number of iterations from 3, as announced before, to 20. So I hope it's not perfect, but it's much better than 3. So that's why I had to run the competition before. I tried to record, but 72 hours was a bit too much to compress in one watchable video. So that's why I ran the competition before for 3 days, and then now I will just announce the results. So before I announce the results, let me show you how the competition looks like. Just a demonstration. So on the bot, starting the first iteration. I hope you guys can see the screen where the first snakes are starting to compete. So you have here Kabirov, which is a student here at Innopolis, against Serpentine. What is the right pronunciation, Wolf? Is Serpentine, Serpentine?
It's Serpentine.
Serpentine, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how the competition went. So I had the record. I can try to release what I managed to record, but I think the most important is the results. I'm just showing here just to show you, just to have an idea how the competition runs. So Serpentine, can you give us some information about the strategy? What you changed the strategy compared to the last year?
Well, I think the most important change was that we got rid of the circling strategy. I don't know if you remember, but last year we had a strategy implemented where if we were in the lead and we found out that it was possible to like look around the apple, so it's impossible to pick it up, then we could guarantee the win. But this year the apples were disappearing, so we couldn't do that anymore. So instead, we just went for several searching algorithms.
Uh-huh.
And I think maybe Imre or Gijs can explain more about that.
Okay, okay. So in this, oops, there was unexpected exception. We didn't have exceptions during the run the competition. Now we had
Aber
a.
Ritze muss man ja auch schraffieren, soweit ich weiß. Ich weiß nicht, was da oben hatte ich eine Ritze, ja, das war mit diesem Teigleist zwischen. Das konnten wir selbst setzen, da habe ich das gesetzt und dann habe ich die Fläche schraffiert. Ich meine, das war so. Da konnte ich
Okay.
nicht noch so
By the way, I included in the
machen.
competition
Mal die
also.
Betriebe, ey.
Oh,
Ich,
who's
was genau
someone's
gemacht
talking? Let
habe.
me
Dann habe ich
mute
noch
who is
schraffiert
talking.
und dann habe ich einfach so aus dem Kopf noch ein bisschen gehabt, also Zeichen. Ja, das sollte lang.
Who is talking here? Let me mute you. Okay, already muted. So I also included in competition the champion of the previous year, and just to have an idea how, just to compare yourself to the champion of the previous year, so how good you are going. And Eita, let me ask you, do you mind if I share in the future for the next competitions your winner bots from the competition 2020? Can I share with the future competitors? Eita. Eita, okay, пожалуйста, пожалуйста is Russian. A Brazilian person trying to speak Russian in an English conversation is awesome. Not good at English. Okay, yes. I was asking about sharing your bots. Can I do it in the future? Okay, awesome. Ravinder, yes. So Ravinder, you have two teams. Can you explain, Ravinder, why you had two teams, Jordan and let me see what was the other team? Ravinder, you had Jordan and Coffee. So I hope I pronounced it correctly. So why you had two teams, Ravinder team?
Um, Normally the coffee bot was our submission bot, but we had a little bit more time to develop another bot. That's why we developed the Jordan bot. My another teammate member had the time, and he decided to submit two bots instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the main idea.
But the strategy is different.
It's a little bit different. There is how can I explain it? The coffee bot is how can I say it? It's a little bit.
So are you
It's a little
sure?
bit passive.
Are you sure? Because I haven't released the result. My strategy. Here's the champ of the previous year. Let's. And then no, before I read the strategy of the previous year. So continue, Ravender. So that's why you submitted two bots just because of the time window. So you were able to work more in the second bots. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Good. By the way, where are you guys from?
And we are from Germany, from the Frankfurt University of Applied
Okay.
University, and
You can advertise your group, your research. What can you tell us about your research, about your work group?
sorry.
You can advertise your group here if you want. You can talk a little about your research, how it applies to your research or connects your research somehow. You can advertise yourself here, please.
I mean, Hillary was a group of six members. Was a team of three in the development, and the other three was for the documentation part for our university project. So the main people who developed in the coding was Tom. I think he communicated with you a lot, and yes, I mean, we decided to do the snake competition because it was a nice idea. We all played snake in the childhood, and this was the main idea to
Okay,
do
awesome.
this. But yeah,
Awesome. You guys are bachelor, master's students.
we are bachelor students.
Okay, interesting. So, the Snakes game here was the very first version was developed during the course of Introduction to Programming 1. So Introduction to Programming here at Innopolis University. Every lecture we taught something moving towards in the development of this game. So the game was developed through 6 months, and at the end we had a competition, and here internal competition just for the students, and the winner would just get a big bonus in the grades. So it started with bachelor students developing the game, and eventually we run the competition. It was a good experience, and then that's motivated us to bring it to COG. Okay, awesome. Here we see Serpentine against Jordan. For those who this is if this is your first time you are participating in the competition, we had not a situation, a tricky, a funny situation in the previous competition, which is Serpentine had a strategy for Apple starvation. So let's say their bot was winning. So their strategy was very funny. Their snake started to move around the apple, preventing the other snake from catching it. So that forced us to change the rules slightly. We added the rule of the apple disappears, exactly because Serpentine forced us to do it. And you guys had thought out of the box. This was very, very outstanding. Do you guys have any other suggestions for the future competitions? What you would like to see?
Um, I don't really have any suggestions at the moment, at least not from the top of my head. Oh, yeah, well, my team member just told me one, and he would like Python support, if that's possible.
Yes, it is. We already started to develop it. Will, but we didn't have time. It was not time enough to release it. There is one disadvantage for the Python support. There will be some. It's a bit heavy to this interface between the Java, because the code here is Java, right? There, and it's possible to run Python code within Java using Jython, but it's a bit heavier. It's a bit heavy.
Yeah,
So
so Python will be slower even if your algorithm is better, is what you're saying, right? Yeah.
exactly. So the Python guys would have an extra work, which is okay. Let me see if I can beat him, but in less time. It's
Yeah.
possible we can give the support, yes, for the next tournament. The classes, the code will be done. The person just should have in mind, okay, there will be some trade-off. But okay, noted. Let me write it down. Any other suggestions you guys have in mind?
Oh, yeah. We have another very different request because we were looking into hosting a demo on our website, and since the snake competition could be a very interesting demo, we were thinking about maybe making a snake demo. But we were wondering if you would maybe also be interested in this, where we could look into making some kind of web tool where you can play this snake game against the bots of a specific year.
Against a particular participant?
Yeah,
Or
or maybe just some of the bots that wanted to be shared. So I think, yeah, we would be fine with having our bot on your website
but
or whatever,
without
something like
releasing
that.
the code?
Yeah, possibly, or if the teams are fine with it, with releasing the code. But I think just mainly having a web game where you can play against the bots to show how powerful programmed bots can be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a good idea. So in this case, let me give a piece of advice to everyone who is watching. For everyone, the advice is write some paper, release the paper with your idea, the bot. Even if you didn't win, write some paper, release it, and release with the codes, and let me know. Because this is a good strategy to, first, you will get a publication. Second, you will get citations because, okay, I developed my bot and tested against yours. So you have one citation. If 11 people start to do this, so you already have 10 citations, just this, just by doing so. So my suggestion is write a paper and publish it and send to me the publication, and also the permission to, okay, you can share the codes. It's an easy way. Quickly you get many citations out of it, many, and you can write some nice work, especially if you went well in the competition. So let me write it down. So code. If you don't want to write the publication, so just write in the chat here. Write the chat that you have my permission to change my, or to share my codes. So if you want, if you want to give permission, so that would be nice from you. And then we already have one, which is the champion of 2020. So Ada already gave us permission. And if you want to give us permission, so that would be lovely. Okay, let's go to the chat. So Ada mentioned that my strategy is exactly the same as the last year. The reason is that I felt that the part I wanted to fix last year was pointless this year's rules because of the Apple starvation, because there is no need to protect the Apple. Okay. Iman asked, did you fix the package names before running? My bot seems to be under directly, but my package name was, yes, I fixed. So I can see XG took too long messages, so probably it's not. No, it's because it took too long. So I fixed the package name, but for some reason, Iman, your bot always takes too long. Can you tell us why do you think it happens? Let me see if Iman is here.
Yeah, it's probably because it's running out of memory or time.
Mm-hmm. I can take a look later and to send you more information. Try to find out if I increase the memory available, if it will run better and even prevent this. I will send you more information so you can address in the future. Yes. So Boris, yes, Boris said probably write a paper. So write a paper, send me the paper after you publish, and also your authorization, your permission to share the code. We will get you guys can get a lot of citations easily with just this competition. Okay, and just before okay, so I'm talking a lot. So just before I announce the result, there is another change that we are thinking for the next year. Probably is a nice place to ask for your feedback, which is the following. This next game, as it is right now, and you can see, it's a two-dimensional game. We would like to change it for four-dimension game. So the snakes moving in 4 dimensions to make it more interesting, and probably add some map features. For example, some walls, for example, not moving walls, but the wall is fixed. What are your feelings about it? A 4 dimension game. I don't know how to visualize if it's possible.
Yeah, what do you mean by 4 dimension exactly? Do you mean also making it possible to go upwards, or?
Upwards, you mean? No, it's
Yeah, no. What are the extra dimensions you're talking about? Are they just the obstacles, or?
no. Imagine, okay, we have a cube. Let's say it's 3 dimensions, just to make it.
Mhm.
It would be possible to visualize, right? The snakes inside the cube and find for one apple. So you have voxels instead of pixels
Yeah.
here. So we would have
Mhm.
voxels. But we would like somehow to work with a high abstraction. So you cannot visualize the game, because the game would be the snakes moving in 4 dimensions.
Yeah, I think that would be very hard because, yeah, it's going to be hard to write strategy for something you can't even really visualize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it could still be very interesting.
Okay, so let's go humble. So probably 3D dimensions in the next competition.
I think 4D, like the idea is very nice, but with 4D, even if you have like only 5 by 5 by 5 by 5, your map gets very huge very quickly. And so strategies like pushing another snake into a corner become very hard to do because there's just so much space. So
You mean
maybe
hard? You mean hard computationally would be very expensive, or hard to design a strategy?
yeah, I mean, I feel like with that many dimensions, there are just so many moves, so there are always ways to escape. So strategies where you try to kill the other snake by pushing it into an awkward position become very rare, I think. But that's just, I haven't, of course, tested it, but that's what I expect to happen. And that would make it less interesting, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe
Also-
4D is just a bit too much, maybe.
Yeah, and I also think that if you can't visualize it, the competition would also be less enjoyable, since like watching these bots battle against each other is also a fun part of the competition, of course.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So one of the appeals is to visualize your bot against the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So just remember that I will release the part of the video. I recorded some hours, so I will cut some part and release on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch it. Let me. I think I can show the results. Anyone would like, just before I show the results, advertise yourself, advertise your group before I show the final results. So this document will be released together on the website of the competition. So you can see in this document, it's not very user-friendly, I confess. So that's why I prepared another document processing all this information. And it basically will show, okay, the iteration number 1. So the first iteration. So we have these two bots fighting, how much time it took. Mongoose against Jordan, the result, how long it take. If you lost because of time, let's say XG, take a lot of time, it will have the message. So this text file will be released on the website. So you have all this information available for you. Now the result was here. Where is it? Here it is. So as player number 1 here, how many points or how many victories you had? So you played matches as player number 1, as player number 2. So how many points you? I'm just processing the final result here. Let me see. Sure, this is the final. So we should have done in the piece of code the same that already counts and sum everything. So Kabirov always was the first player. So we should just sum how many victories he had. Here, what UAS bots, you didn't go well against Kabirov, but probably you went well with other bots. Kabirov against the champion of the previous year. So the Eita Aoki, he won 18 times against 1, and 1 was a draw. So there was no victory. This year, Eita, I don't know what you changed, or if this was a stock just because of it's a stochastic algorithm you're using. But your winning was worse. This year was worse. If you haven't mentioned it already, is to have obstacles. Obstacles, yes. Especially in 3D, right? Obstacles would be interesting. Will look like a Nasher painting, right? Etcher, I don't know the pronunciation. The very abstract, crazy. So it looked like very interesting. Let me see another outstanding result. Thunder against Thunder 20. Let me see. Thunder against Thunder. Here. Your previous code, Eta, beats the current codes. Obstacles could also count the problem you just pointed out about having too many escape possibilities. Yes. Yes. Let me see if I have a clear win. This was a clear win. Let me see another. Mongoose against USS boats. I suppose the same code, so it could be luck. Yeah, it could be luck. And let me find Jordan. Who was the coffee team? Jordan and coffee. Let me find you. Where you both of you fought. Jordan against coffee, because you are guys from the same company. Jordan against coffee team. So guys from the same company. It was just two teams from the same place. So Jordan beat 12-8 coffee team. Serpentine, however, beat you to death. And here 20-0 on coffee. So with no more, so let's show the results. Let me show you the results. No more waiting. So this is just my trick to process the text file. It should be in the code, but was too late to change. I released this anyway. Here is the result in the ranking. So in the champion of this year is Serpentine with 192 victories. So congratulations, Serpentine.
Thank you.
Very well done. Very well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
How many total matches were there?
So you played, let me see. There were how many competitors, participants? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 11 divided by 2 multiplied by 20. So this number of matches. I know, multiplied by 20, no. Yeah, because it's 20 matches. It was 20 iterations. So you fought every other guy 20 times. And the second
So that would be 220 total matches, right?
Yes.
Nice. That's wow. That's a very high, surprisingly high win rate, honestly.
Yes. So what did you change? Say it again. What did you change in the strategy?
I think Gijs can explain this best, but I think the main strategy was just going for a very deep alphabet searching algorithm. I don't know, Gijs, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, that's true. So the main part was just a very deep search. So that means we almost never die because we go into the wrong corner. And then secondly, we had a very strong positioning heuristic where we just did a full BFS and we tried to position ourselves such that the number of squares we controlled was maximal and the number of squares the opponent controlled was minimal. It was quite expensive to calculate, but the result was was very good.
I have two questions. The first question is, first, how you control how deep? Does it depend on the time?
Yes, so it just continues. It uses iterative deepening and just continues until the time is over.
Okay, so it's variable. The number, the deepness is variable, but you keep an eye on a watch, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this was the first question. What was the second question? We haven't. It's supposed to be the same code. Okay. Okay, interesting. So we are almost running out of time. We almost finished anyway. And the second question, I remember the second question. And you mentioned that you have some heuristic. Did you develop like a function, like a let's say fitness function, to say how good a position is?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And your own metrics. So you have your metrics and your function for this, right?
Yeah.
Is it human designed or you experimented, evolved somehow?
Yeah, it's actually mostly just guessed. human designed.
One thing I think might be interesting is if you like show the code, like you can see the scores for each of the things we count and like how much we valued them.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I
Allowed me
think
to show
it's
the
all the way
code.
at the top. So if you just go all the way up, I think there's just a list of variables of like getting the apple is this many points.
Uh-huh, I see. So you have several variables
Yeah,
here.
these.
These are weights, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. We have one student here. One of my students, he's writing his bachelor thesis using genetic programming to evolve this function. But so far, with not much success. So he's using genetic programming exactly to, okay, instead of guessing this function, try to evolve the function. But the fitness is very expensive because you need to run a small competition to evaluate every function. Every possible heuristic for the snake. So it's very expensive.
Yeah, it also becomes way more expensive with the more different variables you have, right?
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we are struggling on that right now. So we'll see what he can
Yeah, but
manage.
maybe you can make like a combination because winning you can already leave out because you know that that's already the endpoint, so you can count it as high as you want. And then, yeah, if you implement like a mix of both human estimation and the algorithm, I think it might be more efficient.
Maybe. Continue the result here, Serpentine. So congratulations, Serpentine. And the second and third place was Eta with the same code. So it's okay, right? So it's not a rule. But if we go to 3D, it will be a bit more. It will be tricky to change the code. But anyway, Eta. So it's just a proof that you did an amazing job last year. So congratulations for that. So let's say Eta is don't be the second and third Eta. So Mongoose. Who is Mongoose? Mongoose bot. Mongoose. Let me find the Mongoose. Mongoose Team SOS.
Yes.
So Kazuma, Takuma, Eiji, Daisuke. So do we have any representative here or a representative of Daisuke is here. So tell us about your
Yes.
strategy.
Our strategy. と
You don't know, you don't remember. Okay, so this is a modification of other board Cobra by Serpentine team distributed. Okay. You adapted the Serpentine strategy. Okay, awesome. Okay, so everyone, so this is it. Thank you so much for your participation, your submission. It was very fun. It was very nice to having people from all different places. We have people from all around. So let me show you. We had people from where are the submissions? People from Japan. I know that Eita is also from Japan. We had people from Germany. We have people from Netherlands. We have people from India. Iman, where are you from, Iman?
I'm in New York.
New York, yes. Okay, so we have people from US. So it was awesome. And next year we will make it even better. So we will add we will integrate some of your suggestions like the Python codes, allow Python code. The other one is being three dimensions, adding obstacles, and share code. So share some bots. So you'll be able to experiment more. So we already know that Eta already allowed sharing with his bots. Eta, okay. So at least we will have the champion of 2020 and the second place of 2021. So it's a good good benchmark for your competition.
Yeah, we are going to write the paper and then also publish our code. Oh yeah, here, Wolf already sent the link in chat.
Okay, so Daisuke, if you want to publish your bot here, so you can cite Serpentine's work. So here's the publication, and then yeah, so you can publish and then please cite Serpentine as the source, and it would be good. So if we start to do this, there's also more citations for all of you. So I have no more to talk. So just congratulations. This year we will not have a prize, unfortunately. So cry. For several factors, I think COVID just reduced the investment. I don't know, but hopefully the next year we will have a big prize as the one that we had the previous year. Next year will be smoother. Thank you very much, everyone. Again, if you publish and you want to make your code available, please drop an email. I'll be very happy. This is it. Thank you very much, everybody. And see you next year. See you around. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.